Shalom, all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, Double Line of City Apostle GMS. My name is Amnawala, coming at you with another lesson. And I want to deal with the scripture, I really want to deal with the scripture in Psalms 113th chapter, but I want to start with this scripture here in the book of Isaiah 57 verse 15. This will be a short video. I was thinking about this scripture for a while in Psalms. So here we go. Isaiah 57 and 15. For thus saith the high and lofty one, that inhabiteth eternity. That's talking about the Most High, Yahweh, whose name is holy. See that? His name is holy. I dwell in the high and holy place, talking about the heaven, spiritual world. With him also that is of a contrite and humble spirit, to revive the spirit of the humble, and to revive the heart of the contrite ones. Right, with him also that is of a contrite and humble spirit, meaning with him that is humble. So the Most High deals with the lowly, the ones who are humble. Okay? The ones who think lowly of themselves, not ones who exalt themselves. Scripture tell you, speak about those that exalt themselves shall be abased. I'm not quoting it verbatim, but that's in the scriptures. Okay? To revive the spirit of the humble. Right, to revive the spirit of the humble. To bring, because why? At one point in time, we was all in that dead state of mind. Psalms, Proverbs, the 16th chapter. Get that real quick. Okay. I think it's 16:31. It's 21:16. Always get that mixed up verse in the chapter up. Proverbs 21 verse 16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. So it says to revive. Let's go back. It says to revive the spirit of the humble. Why did our spirits need to be revived? Because pursuant to the book of Proverbs chapter 21 verse 16, we was what? We had wandered out of the way of understanding at one point in time. So therefore we would be considered in the congregation of the dead. Okay? Alright? Now I want to deal with this word revive real quick. Let's do this word revive. The word they revive is chaya. And it says to live, have life, remain, sustain life, live prosperously. See? Live prosperously. It's like that's that Star Trek, live long and prosper. You know? But we live prosperously through this word. Live forever. Be quickened, be alive, be restored to life or death. That's basically the point. Now notice it said be quickened. Now I wasn't even planning on going into these scriptures right here. This is just the spirit flowing now. You know? John chapter 6 verse 63. It is the spirit that quickeneth. Right, it's the spirit that maketh alive. What's that word quickeneth there in the Greek? Let's see what that says.
Strong's G 2227. Zoapoieo. Zoapoieo.
Zoapoieo, to produce alive, beget or bear living young, to cause to live, make alive, give life, our spiritual power to arouse and invigorate. So our spirits, so the Most High revived the spirit of the humble, or he invigorated the spirit of the humble, like made you young again, to restore to life, to give increase of life, thus of physical life, of the spirit quickening as respects the spirit, endowed with new and greater powers of life, metaphorically, of seeds quickened into life, germinating, springing up, growing. So the Most High invigorated us through the Spirit. Now, remember that word there, invigorate. You know? That's what it means to feel invigorated, to have energy, like to feel youthful. Okay? So it says, it is the Spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing, right? There's nothing to be gained by the flesh. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. So the words that were spoken unto us quickened our spirit. meaning it revived our spirit, meaning it invigorated our spirit. His scripture just popped in my mind. Now notice it said, you go back to that word quicken real quick. Go back to that word quickened. It says to bear living young, right? And it said to invigorate. Someone that's invigorated, they're feeling youthful, right? This is in the book of Job. Yep. Job chapter 33, verse 25. It says, I'm starting verse 23. Job 33 and 23. If there be a messenger with him, an interpreter, one among 1,000, to show unto man his uprightness. That's the prophets. That's what we're doing out there now. Beginning with the apostles of GMS. Then he is gracious unto him and saith, deliver him from going down to the pit. I have found the ransom. And you delivered that. This is the word that delivers you. The word leads you to salvation. It's not written. The scripture says, and from a child that has known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise through salvation, which is that 1 or 2 Timothy 3 and 16. And it says, his flesh shall be fresher than a child's. He shall return to the days of his youth. So that's what that scripture does. That's what the Spirit does. It invigorates you. It makes you feel young again. This truth keeps you young. You know, like the elder Yaquab once said years ago. You know what I'm saying? He said, I feel like I could get in a ring with Mike Tyson. You know? But let me go back. In fact, let's look at that. Let's go to this real quick. Okay. Rata Pash. Okay? To grow fresh. To be grown fresh. So it's like to revive after sterility. To be juicy, green, and be thick, fat. So we're being invigorated through the Spirit, through His Word. Now let's go back to Isaiah 57 and 15. Read that straight through, and then I'm gonna get to the point through the Spirit that I wanted to get to. You know, because the lesson was going into something else. But you see, that's just how the Spirit goes, brothers. You know? Big one moment. Here we are. Isaiah 57 and 15. For thus saith the high and lofty one that inhabiteth eternity, whose name is holy. I dwell in the high and holy place, with him also that is of a contrite and humble spirit, to revive the spirit of the humble and to revive the heart of the contrite ones. So he's reviving the heart of the contrite ones, or the humble ones, the spirit of the humble ones, the spirit of the contrite ones. He's invigorating our spirit, okay, giving us life, quickening us through the scriptures. And it said, the words that I speak unto thee are spirit and they are life. That's why we went to John chapter 6, verse 63. It is the spirit that quickeneth, right? Meaning makes you alive. For thus saith the high and lofty one that inhabiteth eternity. Now, it said the high and lofty one. Look at the word lofty. For one, you look at it, the word there is NASA. It's spelled like NASA. Check that out. And NASA deals with space, you know, being out there in space. You know what I'm saying? To lift, bear up, carry, take, to lift up, to bear, carry, support, sustain, endure, to take away, carry or forgive, to be lifted up, be exalted. That's basically the point. Okay? So the word there, nasa, for lofty, the word there is nasa in the Hebrew. It means to lift up or to be exalted. So the Most High is the high and lofty one. He's the high and exalted one. But how high and how exalted is he? Psalms 113, verse 6. Verse 7, verse 5. Verse 7, verse 4. The Lord, or Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, is high above all nations, and his glory above the heavens. Who is like unto Yahweh our power, who dwelleth on high, who humbleth himself to behold the things that are in heaven and in the earth. So the Most High is the high and lofty one, but in the book of Isaiah chapter 57, verse 15. But he's so high and lofty, so high and exalted, that for him to even behold, that he have to humble himself to behold the things that are in heaven and on earth. because he's so far above us. It's like a king. It's like a king answering a peasant. The king is high. The king is the most high and exalted one in his kingdom. He's above all. No one is above the king in the king's kingdom, right? But for the king to even take time and listen to a peasant, that king has to humble himself to hear that peasant out. That king has to humble himself, meaning make himself lowly to even look low or to look down upon a peasant in his kingdom. Because that peasant is insignificant compared to a king. Look at that word humbleth. The word there is shapal. And it says to be or become low, sink, be humble, be abased, to be or become low, to lay or bring low, humiliate, to set in a low place, show abasement, to make low, sit down. So the Most High is that high and lofty one that dwelleth in eternity. We're talking about the spiritual world. And it says in Psalm 113:6, who humbleth himself to behold the things that are in heaven and in earth. So the Most High is so high above us, so lofty, so exalted, that even that him just looking down upon us is a humbling act. That shows you how insignificant we are. You know, think about it. A person who's highly exalted and someone who's a nobody comes to them, they say, "What? Who are you that I got to answer to? Who are you that I should even pay attention to?" That person is a nothing to the other person, right? That's why you make that statement towards that person. So that's like what we are to the Lord. The Most High is so high above us, so exalted above us, that he has to humble himself to even look down upon the earth, man. That shows you how insignificant we are. The scriptures isn't that written? We're called a worm and a grasshopper in the book of Isaiah. So check that out. That shows you the magnificence of the Most High. And you know, to magnify means to make great. That shows you the magnificence of the Most High and the insignificance of man. And with that, I'm going to say, hope you brothers learned something. Shalom.